I'm concerned about 2019. I think the third quarter numbers for a lot of these retailers, could they represent the high watermark? Because we've certainly come through a time period where we've had a strong consumer, we've had a fashion cycle that's benefited, and in 2019, we're going to be lapping tax reform, wage increases, and we've got labor cost pressures and freight pressures. You have a strong consumer, but each of these companies, there's initiatives in place that don't come for free and cost money. And I think there's going to be a risk reward that people look at with these stocks as we go into 2019. So I'm more concerned that third quarter was a high watermark.
Of the stocks, what do you like, what don't you like? And specifically speak to the Target issue this morning, because I can't figure out, again, if that's an idiosyncratic issue to Target or if that's something that we're going to be seeing more across the board.
I think we've seen a little bit of that across the board, because look what you had last week with Macy's and Nordstrom numbers. None of the numbers are clean. And with Target, you have higher inventory levels that were around 18%, and that gross margin was pressured. Look what you had with Nordstrom. Their credit card charge and the anniversary sale shift impacted their revenues and impacted the margins. So there's nothing that's clean. And overall, there's some headwinds as we go into 19. This doesn't mean that... Oh, go on.
Oh, go ahead. Finish your sentence.
This doesn't mean that holiday's off the table. I think we have a strong consumer. But it does mean where's the valuation reset that makes these names interesting.
Dana, I think these retailers, a lot of them are doing what needs to be done, which is making sure that they can deliver the product to the consumer any way that the consumer wants it. But it's expensive, and I think that reality is probably just starting to sink in, that this stuff doesn't come for free, and it is going to eat into gross margins. I mean, that's the example of Target this morning. Nobody else gets a pass like Amazon does in terms of shareholders willing to see money spent now, hoping that you'll reap the rewards later.
Totally agree. I was on the phone with Urban Outfitters last night, who reported after the close, and they need positive comps in order to leverage delivery expenses. Like you said, it's not for free.
When you think about the multiples assigned to these stocks, what do you think a fair multiple is across the board?
I mean, when you think of some of these names, depending on the brand health of these companies, we should have a steady state of 14 to 16 times. We're going to need to have earnings growth accommodate that, and you're going to need to see some leverage on those margins.
Okay, of the stocks, I know you're semi-bearish on the whole category, it feels like right now. Who do you like and who would you not touch
So when I think of the names that I like PVH, Tommy Hilfiger, and Calvin Klein, I think are strong brands. I think these off-prices are going to do well. They're benefiting from better brands coming to their network. I think also, I like Lulu, I like Ulta. I think the cosmetics world is strong. I think Estee Lauder is going to continue to perform. Those are some of the names. And I also think we're going to see some one-offs in terms of where valuation becomes interesting, like a Children's Place.
And flip it around, and I know you don't like to do this, but what stocks do you look at and you say, run, don't walk?
I think some of the names overall where there's pressure points, I think it's some of the women's apparel retailers. We've certainly had some challenges with the Asinas of the world. Those have been challenged. I think some of the other names out there, some of the department store names like Dillard's, have had a tough time, and I think you have more competition out there.
What do you do with Target this morning?
I want to hear what the call says, but overall, I'm a long-term buyer of Target.
You're a buyer of Target? You're a buyer of Target?
Long-term, yep.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to hear what the call says. I'm a long-term buyer.